Okay, this came up yesterday. It looks like I've got a missing window here, but that's fine. So this is just a module of a file that had some tricky wall intersections, junctions. We're going to try and troubleshoot. Corner here is easy. We're just going to intersect those. Let's turn off true line weight so we can actually see what's going on. So the case is we have this wall here intersecting with this wall here. We see those blue reference lines. This wall here includes a concrete outer shell and it's running all the way through. Let's go ahead and pull this through and just see what's going on here. It does look like maybe it's in the wrong position. If we pull that inside flush here. Okay, so we're still not cleaning up exactly right. So let's figure out what's going on. So first thing is I want the reference line to be to the face of finish here and to the face of finish here. Now on this, or sorry, face of stud rather, not face of finish. Face of stud here, face of stud here. That's the easiest way I've found to get these things to clean up. Let's go ahead and go to this wall right here. And in the settings, reference line outside of core, we'll go ahead and say okay there, but notice it didn't move. So I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna say edit, select a composite or profile. Excuse it's getting cut off, excuse it for getting cut off there. And I'm gonna say that this is a finish, this is gonna be other, and this is gonna be other. So the concrete doesn't need to be core, I just want this structural core to be the core part of the wall. So now it's shifted to there. Let's go ahead and pull this back to here, right? So we're not any better off than we were before, but I believe that it's because this wall is trying to extend all the way through. And I think if it stops here, this finish right here on this wall is going to be able to run through if the reference line of this wall is on the inside face of core. So this is where you sort of have to play around with these things a little bit. There is one other trick we can try here before we jump to that, because obviously outside face of core on exterior walls is going to be better. But let's just try this. If we drop this junction order down a little bit, sometimes that will force these two walls to join before this one joins in. That's not going to be the case in this instance. So let's go and say inside face of core on this one. And we'll grab that core piece right here. We'll pull that to here. We'll intersect these two here. And then we'll pull this one through here. So those reference lines are all meeting up in one position. And it's just a little bit of like assessing out where that position is to get those walls to clean up correctly. Now, anytime you start shifting wall reference positions and repositioning those walls, you're going to have other junctions. It's sort of a domino effect where those have to get cleaned up and this one has to get pulled in to rejoin properly. But that's basically the trick of it, is trying to figure out where those reference lines need to be, what those building material hierarchies are, and what those composites layer types are, core, finish, or other. In this case, it was just a matter of figuring out that this wall needed to be on the inside to join with this one first and allow this wall to run all the way through. And because this concrete is now finished, that shouldn't be running through.